What difference would it make if the Irish government did ratify the CRPD, and why have they failed to do so far?
So if the Irish government ratified the convention, fantastic. It means that it has to look at all of its laws, it has to look at its policies, it has to really critically think about what are the rights of persons with disabilities in Ireland today. They aren't all there. Things need to change. They don't have to change overnight, but it sends a clear signal that they have to change in the long term, and the beginning starts now. Why hasn't the Irish government ratified it? They may not have ratified it for a number of different reasons. I think one of the main sticking points is Article 12 of the Convention, which is about the legal capacity and the equal right of recognition before the law. This would mean that many people who are under wards of courts or under guardianship regimes, for example, where their legal capacity has been taken away from them, so they can't vote, they can't own property, they can't get married. People who have intellectual disabilities, people with long-term mental health conditions, for example, they may be placed in psychiatric institutions without their permission. All of those types of things would need to change, and that might be seen as quite a stumbling block. But at the end of the day, every other group of people have rights, so those people should have rights too.
I think it would make a big difference because it will help set a legislative agenda into the future, and also it puts a new machinery of monitoring in place that in and of itself will be a big help in sustaining a process of change.
I think it would make a huge difference because the CRPD has been so long and so passionately fought for, but by the same token, it's only a beginning rather than an end, and we have a long way to go in order to achieve the goals of the CRPD. I think in terms of the Irish government not ratifying it, there are all sorts of complex factors, but hopefully we will be able to encourage them to ratify as soon as possible.
If the government ratified the CRPD, what it is in effect doing is committing to go ahead with looking at the individual articles and making sure that the situation in Ireland is improved according to the requirements of the articles, so that for every area that the articles cover, like employment and education, work, being able to raise a family, privacy, all areas of life, that disabled people's rights are properly protected. And obviously the government, once it has signed, makes a commitment to work towards improving the situation. I think disabled people are a minority. I think that it's very simple to overlook them as a minority. There is a need for disabled people to be louder and to make their demands heard more regularly. And I think that while some of the changes may well require legislation, some of them may also require some cost if you need to, for example, look at the area of accessibility. So there are costs involved, but it's a commitment that is really protecting the rights of disabled people. It's their right to all of these things. So whilst it has been largely ignored in the past by governments all over Europe, the important thing about the convention is that when governments sign up to it, they are forced to actually start working towards improving disabled people's rights in these areas.